Well, welcome back to the Pool Chasers podcast. I'm your host, Greg Villafana, and today I am joined once again with Megan Kendrick of PoolPro magazine. How's it going, Megan?
It's going. It's springtime in Oklahoma, so we had 8 tornadoes the other day. A couple of them were only like a few miles from our house. It was intense. I'm not gonna. We spent a lot of time in the storm shelter. Even Aaron got in the storm shelter, which is when you know it's scary because he only goes down there if he actually thinks something's gonna happen.
Does he not normally go down there?
No, he avoids it as much as possible. He's claustrophobic, and so the storm shelter is like not his favorite. So when he starts to actually get in the storm shelter, you know it's like, okay, something might actually go down here.
It's like there might be a tornado like a mile
Oh,
away.
yeah, it was really scary, and it did end up doing some of them. There were several. A couple of them did end up doing some damage, some friends' houses. Like it was nuts, man.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, tornadoes over there, and it is nothing but you know, blue skies, and it's
I
starting to
know.
get warmer here in Phoenix. It's been the weather's been on point. You can tell that summer's getting close, but
Yeah.
it's been enjoyable to
My
say the
favorite
least.
time my favorite time of year to live in Arizona was in the spring. It was magical. Like the weather was just perfect. You could go outside, you're not too hot, you're not too cold. Sometimes it gets warm enough that you can think you can get in your pool, but you can't.
Not quite yet, but one thing you have to make sure of if you have allergies is to have that allergy medication
Oh yeah.
handy
This
because man, my allergies are terrible.
Yeah.
So if I don't have those allergy meds, I'm a huge mess. That's for sure.
Yeah. I made an appointment for Aaron to go to the allergy guy today, and he basically was like, there's no hope for you. We're just gonna have to do surgery.
Damn,
So that's fun.
no hope.
Yeah, he's like, this is you're never gonna get better. It's like, great, thank you.
Is there another doctor I can talk to? Is that
Yeah,
it?
right. Well, that's it. We're on like number two, so they're pretty much all saying the same thing.
Yikes.
I know, poor guy.
So today we're going to talk about the awesome 30 under 40. You're about to kick things off. So let's just jump right into it. Can you explain to the listeners? There might be some people that don't know what it is, but can you explain what the 30 under 40 is?
Yeah, so 30 under 40 is a big um I'm going to call it a contest, but it's not. It's you don't get a prize, just FYI, other than some recognition. But it is a big contest that we do every year. We announce the winners in our November, December issue of the magazine and kind of at the Las Vegas show. And so we are just trying to highlight some of the up and comers in the pool industry. So we are looking for people from across the industry. Like if you work for a manufacturer, if you work for a distributor, if you are in service or building or retail, I mean, really, if you do plaster, like everybody is welcome in this contest. We try to highlight the breadth and depth of the industry and the talent within it. So, and it's probably my favorite thing that we do all year. It's really fun.
That's awesome. Because it gives a opportunity for people that maybe haven't been featured on the magazine or something like that, and they can be highlighted. Kind of their credentials, a photo of them, and all of that cool stuff. I
Yeah.
remember when for Pool Chasers when we were on it a few years back. I thought that was really cool to be a part of that for sure.
Yeah, it's really fun. And so when I bought the magazine and I was kind of looking at ways we could differentiate ourselves, I was kind of looking at what other programs were out there, what other awards were out there. And there's a lot of stuff for, if you've been in the industry for a long time, or if you're a builder and you make a really awesome pool. But there weren't a whole lot of programs for younger people and people who maybe weren't at the pinnacle of their career yet. And I felt like that was kind of where we were as a brand, right? Like we were kind of new and young. And so it just seemed like a natural fit to highlight the other young professionals in our industry.
Yeah, I mean, they just have to be like in the industry, right? There's not like a specific, I don't know, like title that they have to have. It can be marketing, influencer in the industry, anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely anything. I mean, we haven't had any lifeguards enter, but I mean, you could be a lifeguard. um, our only requirement is that you are under 40. And I will admit, like, some years were a little more wishy-washy on that. Like, depending on how many people we have enter, sometimes it's like, okay, well, you can be, if you turn 40 this year, it's okay. But then there was one year I was like, you're just gonna have to be under 40. We have way too many people to choose from, and I have to cut it off somewhere.
Right. So when does this issue come out? Once you've selected who the people are going to be and all of that?
Yeah. So I think that I think this is the one thing that's a little frustrating with people about this program is that it covers a pretty wide time span, and that's 100% just for us so that we can actually get it done and do a good job with it. So nominations open on May 1st. So you can nominate somebody from May 1st until the end of June. After that, we stop taking nominations, but we still have it open for people who have been nominated to send us their stuff until the end of July. And then in August and September, we make our decisions, and then those are announced in November. So it runs for a good portion of the year. But I mean, I know May and June is a really busy time for people. The summer is really busy. And so, we understand that it's maybe not something you can get to right away, but we want you to have plenty of time to get it done. And then also we want to have plenty of time to get it done.
Exactly. Love it. So let's talk about let's talk about the process of, actually submitting information to be selected. What goes into that exactly?
Yeah. So first thing that needs to happen is you need to be nominated. And sometimes I think people are shy to nominate themselves. Just don't be. Absolutely not. Like, we don't pay any attention to that when we're choosing people. There's no reason to not put yourself out there. I think that's one of the things that we're sometimes not great about doing in our own careers is, putting ourselves forward for things. Sometimes we're too modest and too shy when we should say, hey, you know what? Like, I'm doing a really good job, or hey, you know what? I do deserve this promotion. So we're it's a little bit of a training training technique, I guess, to get people out there. But so by all means, nominate yourself if you think you're a good candidate for this. And so once you fill out the form, or the form is filled out for you to be nominated, you'll get an email from us that will send you to another form, which is a lot more in-depth about you and your time in the industry. And that is what we base everything off of. So we're not doing like a bunch of follow-up calls unless it's really necessary, or like we need clarification on something, but that's way down the line. Like, we've pretty much chosen you at that point. So that form is what we will pick the winners, quote unquote winners, from.
So you have to do a background check, you credit check, all that good stuff.
Oh man,
driving record.
We probably should, or maybe we should just need to look at public arrest records or something.
Oh man,
I know it's we do some light vetting of people. We want to make sure that the company is legitimate. We want to make sure that you're actually in the industry. If we pull you up and you only have 1-star reviews across everything, that gets a little awkward. So we do check those things. But yeah, we are definitely not doing background checks and credit checks and any of that. So you don't need to be a perfect person to be 30 under 40.
Perfect. So where's this link? Where can we find it? Because now that we're talking about it, I can think of a few guys that are under 30 that work for JMax that, obviously plumb swimming pools and would be, great candidates for this. And yeah.
So it's about to be all over our website. You definitely will not be able to pull up the PoolPro homepage without seeing links to get you to 30 under 40. But the link to nominate someone is poolpromag.com, 30-under-40-nominations. Nice and short.
Might have to look up how to spell nominations.
Right? Yeah, there you go. But and again, we'll also be sending out a lot of emails to promote it. That will send you to that link. It'll be all over our social media pages. We really push this hard for the next few months. So
Awesome. So you go to the link, and then that's where the process starts. Don't be afraid to nominate yourself. But if you want, take the time, if you're maybe over 40, to nominate somebody else.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, also, if someone nominates you, like, I don't know how old every person I know is. Some people might be on the cusp. If you do get nominated and you are over 40, don't waste your time, because I don't want to be mean, but it's like we really are looking for people under 40. So every year we'll get like one or two people who enter who are over 40, and I'm just like, sorry guys, it's just not going to happen. This isn't the contest for you. I'm sorry.
It's like the fact that you can't understand what's going on here, you are already disqualified.
Yeah, well, and sometimes people don't appreciate there being any restraints on it. People feel left out when they're not included in things. And so we get a few negative comments every year about, well, what about the old guys?
You got to do a 30 under 100 or 80 or something.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely expand it at some point. So I am turning 40 this year, so I will no longer qualify, which means that I will probably start thinking about programs for the older people now that I will not be included in that group. So, we
senior citizens.
We do things as we grow and learn and change, right?
Love it. Has anybody from your team, PoolPro Magazine, ever been on the 30 under 40?
No, yeah. I think it'd be weird. I don't know. I think it'd be weird. If somebody nominated one of us, I'm not sure we could choose ourselves. That feels like we're going against something.
I don't think so.
It's like it goes against editorial standards.
So can you give us some tips for the information that we're giving you? I mean, we've talked about this, before, that there's a lot of people that are, submitting to be featured in this. So what are some tips to actually, kind of get seen and picked?
Yeah. So I'd say that like the kind of the main overall theme is, just go ahead and let your personality shine. You don't need to worry about being buttoned up. You don't need to worry about being, super professional. Like, we really want to get a taste for you and what you're passionate about. And, we want to see your passion for the industry. I'd say overall, that is probably the most important thing. But in addition to that, we ask several questions that require, more than one word answers. And so, you don't need to ramble on, but we need you to actually give us, a good idea of what you're about. I think that's the most frustrating thing is people will send in the form and it'll be like, what do you, what are you hoping for the future in the industry? And it's, if you say like, I just want to grow my career and make more money, and that's the end of your answer, like, that's just not enough for us to know anything about what you really care about. You know what I mean? And we do get those answers sometimes. And I know that these are great people in the industry. Sometimes I actually know them and I'm like, I can't pick you based off of this response.
Yeah. I feel like it would be nice coming from somebody else, because they might have, it's kind of their view of you. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is too, though, is that like, that's just for the nomination. Like, once you've been nominated, once your name's submitted, this form, like, everybody who's nominated has to fill it out, so it's not being filled. It's never filled out by anyone else other than you. And so, I think that makes it a little bit more of a level playing field too, as well, as far as like, it isn't what someone else thinks about you. It's what you think about yourself and what you are passionate about. And so, yeah, you just have to let us know. And you need to upload a decent picture too.
I was going to say, what are the requirements for photos? Like, is it some action shots? Is it headshots? What is it?
Yeah. So it can be anything. I mean, if you have a professional headshot that you love, fine. If you have a selfie that you took in your truck one day, that's fine. If it's you fixing a pump, that's fine. Like I think it's the most fun when we get to see you doing what you love. I would say the only thing is we would also love to see your face. So sometimes people send in action shots, they're working on a pool, they're doing something, they're awesome. But if we can't see your face, we're never going to pick that picture. It's just it just, it kind of goes against all of the rules of doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Can they upload multiple photos?
Yes. Yeah. You can send us 3 pictures. So, yeah, I mean, pick a variety. Make sure they're decent quality. They're not, really small and pixelated. That's the thing too. Like, don't grab it directly from your Facebook profile. I mean, I don't know if you realize, but Facebook like scrunches that image down to its smallest, the smallest possible number of pixels. And in a magazine, we're usually looking for the opposite, which is the most, the highest number of pixels that you've got.
Yeah. And I'll give a tip if you're in the field doing stuff and you have a flat surface and maybe not somebody around to take photos of you, get a little tripod and a phone stand and just set your phone to 4K 30 frames and just let it run and just do some takes of whatever it is that you're doing and looking at the camera and stay still. And then stop the video, go through it and screenshot, some of the still takes of you doing whatever it is that you're doing. I think,
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be difficult to have somebody, follow behind you. Not everybody, takes photos or has somebody nearby that takes photos of them. And it's kind of probably an odd request. Maybe, I don't know, in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm terrible about taking pictures of myself doing stuff. I never do it. And so I'll get back from work trips and everything and I'm like, oh, really kind of failed at that part of it. I probably should have documented this a little bit better. But I'm like, it's a really hard thing for me to do, so I completely understand the awkwardness. But I mean, the unfortunately, we are a visual medium, and we're gonna need a picture of your face.
Nice. It's funny you say that. There's been times where I've done like different events, and I'll just have like this sudden, rush where I'm like, I should post something or share something and go through my phone. Like, I did not take one photo or
Yes.
like it took 2 photos. Like, damn, like what the heck?
I know.
Crazy.
It's so frustrating. I went to a dealer event last fall and we had created a custom magazine for this guy who was retiring. And so I had this magazine that we'd printed out just for him. He was on the cover. All the stories inside were about him. And yeah, I was going to give it to him. And this guy's like, hey, I'll follow you and take pictures. And I'm like, genius. I never would have thought to take a picture of me, giving him this gift. But it was like, those pictures actually were like, I think are most engaged on social media. So it's like, yeah,
Oh, wow.
we should probably do that. So kudos to that guy for being a better publisher than I am.
That's awesome. So is there anything else before we wrap this up that people should know about this? I mean, besides, being in the magazine, which is really cool. Is there any other place that, this will be shared?
So, it's mostly in the magazine. It's all over our social media feeds. We do some partnerships with some other people where we highlight some of these people throughout the year. But I think one of the coolest things is when I see someone who has been 30 under 40 and they take it and run with it. I mean, it can be such a great way to catapult yourself if you want to, And so I think especially the business owners, they really get that. So, when they're nominated, when they're 30 under 40, if they're a business owner, I see those all over their website and their social media feed and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's great publicity for your career. It's great publicity for your business. And so, I mean, obviously it's a little bit selfish for me too, but yeah, promote the heck out of it if you get it. It can be a great springboard for whatever you want to do next.
Yeah, that's true. I love that. Something I forgot to ask you was if somebody, wanted to go maybe a step above and do a video of a bio. Maybe not so great at writing, even though that they are gonna like write everything that you're asking, but they're like, hey, I'm gonna do a video. My name is Greg and I'm da 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 da. And they're just kind of, maybe sometimes it's easier for people to, talk about it over a webcam or something opposed to like writing it.
I that would be fantastic. Yeah, we would love to get videos from people as well. We don't require it because it's another bar that might be too high for some people, or like if you have a hard time sending in a picture, maybe a video will feel even worse to you. So it's not a requirement, but yeah, videos are fantastic. It helps us get to know you even better. I don't think our form allows you to upload videos, so you just need to make sure you include the link when you upload it. But yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. And if there's anybody out there that doesn't know how to do that, you can probably reach out to Megan, or you can reach out to myself and help you figure out how to do that. But I would think video would definitely be a cool option. Like, keep it under, a few minutes or 5 minutes and just, spill the details.
Yeah, I think every year one of our company goals is to do more with video. So if you guys do it for us, that would be great. Thank you very much.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Megan. Appreciate it. Really looking forward to, you releasing the 30 under 40. It's been a really cool campaign that's been going on since you started it. So appreciate you doing that. It's good for the industry, and hopefully everybody gets super excited, gives you, better details. Look forward to seeing the new people that are doing big things in this industry.
Yeah, it's really been fun. I feel like we've been introduced to a lot of really cool people in the industry that we wouldn't have known anything about otherwise. And I think it's been fun to see the whole industry introduced to them as well.
Yeah. So where can people find you?
You can get a free copy of the magazine sent to you if you go to poolpromag.com. That's where you can also see all of our content, and that is where all of the nomination forms are going to be. And so look out for all of our emails for about 30 under 40, all of our posts for 30 under 40. It's going to feel like that's all we do for the next 2 months, but we want as many people to participate as we can.
Awesome. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.